Hi, hello, this is Malcolm.
Yeah, hey Tommy, what's up, man?
Hey, Malcolm. By the way, this call can be recorded and potentially uploaded. How can I help you?
Hey man, so first of all, I just want to say, dude, your YouTube channel, I see, it's like I admire the work ethic and it's inspirational, man. Like I see you starting some more channels as well, so just keep it up.
Thank you,
But
brother.
yeah, also, so I'm 19, right?
Mm-hmm.
19 years old, live with my parents right now. I'm in school, right? And I'm making money, and I just recently like came
How
across
much?
like I'm making probably okay, so probably about like a month. I'd say about 1,000 or
Okay.
something like that. But sometimes it really just fluctuates because I do a little bit of a couple different things. I do like some driving apps and DoorDash, and I also just started Amazon. So I start like next week or something.
Okay. It's
But
fluctuating.
yeah, it's fluctuating. So, and then I just saw well, I didn't just see it, but recently saw your YouTube video when you were saying like how you spread your money across, how you did like the certain percentages for different things. So
Yeah.
um like the ACORN, and then yeah, just I'm just trying to figure out like the I guess like the
The
my
system.
my main yeah, like my main thing I should be doing right now as a 19-year-old who living with my parents and
Okay.
trying to stack money, save money, invest,
Okay. Are you gonna
all
go to
that.
college?
Yeah, I'm actually sophomore year in college right now,
What are you studying?
finance, but I'm probably gonna switch it to like marketing.
Marketing. Why?
Yeah, because I do have a couple of YouTube channels as well, so I feel like that'll
Mm-hmm.
maybe like help me with my skills, because I probably when you do YouTube you can do a lot of different stuff, so that'll probably help me out in that.
One thing.
But
One
I
thing.
really don't see myself.
Yeah. One thing I'll tell you is this, right? As far as like picking marketing as a major,
Hmm.
be very careful,
Hmm.
because I know certain people that went into marketing and then most of the information that they have today is like a little obsolete because it's kind of like a little bit
Right.
behind. So marketing is
Right.
probably something you can probably just learn with different courses outside of school
Right.
if you really want to do
Hmm.
that. Now, I recommend you go to laborstatistics.gov and you type in, for
Hmm.
example, the marketing degree that you actually want to get, and you find out exactly what the
Hmm.
demand for that degree actually is. Can you get an internship? What companies actually pay for it? And what percentage of people that actually go into that major actually use it? And more importantly, actually have a job. Does that make sense?
Okay. So you said labor. What's it called? I'm taking notes. You said
Labor
labor
statistics.
statistics. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just
Cool.
even if you don't find it there, it's just a quick Google search to find exactly, because if you go into finance, obviously, if you want to do banking, if you want to do like financial advising, all that stuff is like it's just like pretty accurate, right? There are a lot of jobs for that stuff. If you want to work at Vanguard or Wall Street, whatever it is, potentially you could do that with a finance degree. But when you go into marketing, the
Right.
big thing is the information that you have, is it obsolete? Are you gonna be making like I have a friend, she went into marketing. She did like I think she did either 2 years or 4 years, and now she works for a company doing like their marketing. However, it's in Florida, and she's basically getting paid like $10, $12 an hour.
Hmm.
So it's just making
Oh,
sure
I
you know
see.
exactly what you're gonna do. Because if it doesn't make sense financially, then I probably wouldn't do it. If
I
what you want to
understand.
do, yeah. So just like and accounting, when I did accounting, it was more like a degree that I knew that if I wanted to go like into accounting to do taxes, to work for a company, whether it was Deloitte or wherever big company is out there, I needed a degree. If I wanted to do even crazier things, I needed to become a CPA. Like that made sense. It's like there's a lot of jobs in demand. If I wanted to do finance, to become financial advisor, potentially you might not even have to do that. But if you want to, just make sure the degree you pick is going to give you exactly what you want. As far as, are you gonna like the job that you're actually going to get? Are you actually good
Hmm.
at it? And lastly, is it gonna make you money? That's also very important. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. It does. It does
Now,
make sense. Yeah.
what are your YouTube videos about?
So I do. I have a main channel where I do YouTube videos on like my dreadlocks. So I have dreadlocks, and I do different. It's just in that niche, right? So I do a whole bunch of videos around that. Probably personalize it a little bit more in the long run, but really that's that. And then I have another channel where I do ASMR as well. So that's growing faster than my normal channel, but that's my yeah. So I have that and that. So just the ASMR channel and the dreadlock channel. So
How often do you post?
so on my ASMR channel, I post every 2 days. On my dreadlock channel, I post probably like every 3 days, but recently I just been picking it up because I feel like I gotta post more.
Okay, okay. And how's your well-being? How's your health?
It's good. I'm pretty much like, well, to be honest, like when it comes to like, I don't really talk to that many people because, I can't really, I don't know, like, I can't really, relate to a lot of people. And I feel like, I've recently kind of gotten distant from a lot of people. And I feel like people probably distance themselves from me. That kind of comes to the next question I was gonna ask, like with I'll wait on it though, like so we can finish this conversation. But yeah, I don't really have I don't really have friends like that. I don't really hang out with people that I have like probably like one person that recently came in my life that we're on the same type of, frequency trying to do the same thing. But, I can't really like, it was different people, like with different people that I used to hang out with, we kind of grew apart a little bit because, just people don't always have the same goals. So.
It sounds like you're shedding your skin. Sounds like you're becoming a different person, and then certain friends are just gonna drop off. That's fine. Now, when I asked, for example, how's your health? I mean, for example, because before I made the finance channel, I actually had a channel where I was trying to do, for example, like eating stuff and pizza reviews. And one big thing was basically you got to be very careful with the channel you pick, because and if you do pick, for example, and it's is it are you eating things? Is this what you're doing?
No, so well, it's really just a mixture. It's not mainly eating, but it's like a different genre ASMR. So, for example, it's like sounds like haircut, like role plays and tapping, mic scratching, like just it's a lot. Like if you typed in ASMR on YouTube, you kind of just see what I mean. It's just different, a lot of different stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now, one thing, okay, so as far as your YouTube thing, because again, that's not my niche, but I do understand that it is a niche. I'd probably read this book. It's called Super Fans by Pat Flynn. It's a great book on marketing, on YouTube, on building a community, on building an audience. Because you got to be very careful when you build like an audience just based on videos. You got to build more of a community where people support everything you do, people actually follow you. Because do you show your face on that channel?
Yeah, I do. Both
Do you
of them.
do you tell, for example, like certain stories, reveal things about your personality and so on?
Not yet. Nope. I haven't opened up like that yet.
So you want to read that book, Pat Flynn, because that's how you make connections. Because most likely right now people are just watching because they just are going there to get what they want, which is kind of like the SMR thing. But there's a lot of channels that do that. So you gotta have a reason to why those people actually come to you. It's kind of like my channel, right? Like there's a ton of people posting videos on finance. So why do people come to like just watch my videos, right? It's more maybe because they relate to me, my personality, the things I tell them, where I come from, who I am. Like that's the main difference. So make sure you have like a soul behind your channel. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yeah.
Now, as far as, for example, the friends that you might be losing or you might be shedding, one thing is, you don't get to pick your family when you're born, obviously, but you do get to pick your friends, right? And that's very important. And if you read a book, it's called As a Man Thinketh. It talks about the same thing you're talking about, which in a way is just like the law of attraction. So if you become a different person and we're friends, and usually what we do is just hang out and waste time, and now you're not doing that anymore, well, being around you, Malcolm, kind of makes me uncomfortable. Kind of makes me feel like I'm not doing enough. You know what I mean? So I might just want to stop hanging around with you. And that's fine. That's fine, right? You don't have to change anybody or anything like that. But the main goal is now it's your job, Malcolm, to go out there and find the quality of friends that you actually want. Saying, for
Right.
example, I'm not really hanging out, I'm not really doing this, it's a little excuse. I tell myself that also. And that's why, me
Mhm.
personally, I'm putting myself out there more because I'm a little bit like you. I have like a few good friends, like maybe 5 friends that I can say those are really my friends. But going to classes, like let's say for example, you go to a swimming class or you go to a real estate course or you gotta go to where the people that you want to be friends with are. You got to find those people
Oh,
and you got to build that circle.
right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. It does. It does.
And it doesn't
It
have to
does. Have
be
you ever?
just physical. It can be, for example, on Facebook groups or meetup groups and all that stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, it does. It does make sense.
Okay.
It does. So, when you first started YouTube and stuff, what would you like? What was your head at? Like, and I don't know if feel comfortable like talking about that, but
Yeah. Ask me anything.
where was your head at? Where was your head at when you started YouTube, and then when you first saw some, I guess, some progress, were you, how did that feel to you?
I think I think the best thing that ever happened to me is that I failed for so long at YouTube. So when it finally
Mm,
happened, it wasn't like a surprise. And it wasn't like, oh
mm,
my God, or it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm rich or whatever. It wasn't like that at all. If you ground yourself and you get knowledge, and it's kind of like it's kind of like if you grab some water and you're thirsty and you drink it and you're not thirsty anymore. Are you surprised? You're like, I drank water. It fixes the thirst. So the same thing with the
yeah.
algorithm on YouTube. If you do things consistently the correct way, eventually you will start to build up a fan base. If you give people value, eventually you will start to build up a fan base. Now, when I first started YouTube, the reason I failed for so long was because A, I didn't understand the algorithm. B, I wasn't really that much of a good storyteller. I didn't really know how to break things down in a very simple way. And C, I was really worried about
Hmm.
money, honestly. And it was more like, I got to make this video because this video is kind of going viral. So I got to kind of make money off of this or whatever it is. And I was like,
Hmm.
this is not working. I've been doing this, I was like 11 years old, by the way. And when I was like, I think 21, 22, I spoke to my fiance, girlfriend then, and I was like, "Yo, I'm done with this, like this whole thing." And she was like, "Just make videos that you absolutely enjoy." And I said, "Money, finance, books is what I enjoy, and if I can help some." My whole goal with YouTube, by the way, you have to have a goal and you have to have a why. My goal is to, when you watch one of my videos, it can be that video that sparks you to find out more about finances and kind of opens that door to a whole different world that you never understood before. That's my mission
Hmm.
every single day. So when I started doing that, I wasn't doing it for money because I was making like $6,000, $8,000 a month already for my business, and I also had like
Hmm.
side gigs and all that stuff. I did it because basically I really enjoyed it. Like I just genuinely
Right.
enjoyed it. And when it made me money, because I was doing things the right way and I read books on YouTube. I took courses on YouTube. It's research, right? It's not just like you upload content. It's not that simple. Or else everyone would just be making money on YouTube. When I found out
Right.
the code and I started applying it and it started making me money, I said, well, what do I know about this? I know that YouTube income is not sustainable. I also know that it can
Hmm.
go away. So literally around like 98 to like 90% of all my YouTube money has not been spent. It's just been invested, all of it.
Hmm.
But the
Hmm.
overall idea is you gotta, whatever you choose to do, make sure it aligns with who you want to become in life and what your goals actually are. Because there's a lot of people
Right.
that make a lot of money and are very miserable. And it's not like where people say like, I'd rather be crying in a Lamborghini or than a Toyota. The answer is I I just rather be happy and just be chilling.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just have both. Does that make sense?
I got you. It does. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So, um, and also when you started, so when you were saying like how the people around you maybe may feel a certain type of way when you start doing
Mm-hmm.
something, I kind of been feeling like that, honestly, like with
Mm-hmm.
people, like, and so when you started building your career and doing everything that you do, is that what happened with you? and you just had to like step
Well,
back? Because I remember you saying in one of your videos that you used to have a lot of friends and you had to do something.
well, I honestly, if I really take you back into my life, I moved around a lot as a kid, right? So I was born in Dominican Republic. Then we went to a little island called Tortola, it's the U.S. Virgin Islands, and then we
Hmm.
went to Puerto Rico. Then I came to New York. So I moved around a lot. When you move around a lot, you become you get very adaptable, but you never really
Mm.
have relationships that are very long lasting because you don't really think they're actually going to work out for that long because you might move, you never know. So when I finally
Right.
got here to New York and I kind of started like knowing that I was gonna be here for a while, I started making those relationships. However, the way I built those relationships was around basically a facade, the way I looked, having, for example, fancy sneakers, being the funny guy, and all these things. And eventually,
Mm.
all the money that I made, I spent it on clothes and the way I looked. And then one day, I just had this realization that I'm trying to impress people that kind of just like me or a part of my life is just basically this perception they have of me. And that's where the switch
Right.
actually just flipped. And I was actually broke. I had 23 pairs of sneakers and I had no money. You know what I mean? So I said, I'm done here. So I stopped obviously going out. I stopped buying sneakers. I started selling everything I basically had. And eventually when you make this shift, well, all the friends I had that I used to go to the city with them and take pictures and eat out all the time, we weren't doing that anymore. So naturally, organically, the relationships started just like falling apart a little by little. But
Mm.
some of those friends from back then, I still have them, because the main thing is it's not like, oh, you're not good enough to be my friend. It's more like if we can make this work, then great. But if we can't, that's fine. And the door is always available. One thing, Malcolm, you're probably gonna face is when you become more savvy with finances and YouTube and marketing and all this stuff, if you are naturally a giver, what you're gonna want to do is share it with everyone, and not everyone is gonna be
Man,
not
yeah,
everyone's gonna be receptive, and some people
you're
might
right.
be angry with you even when you share it because you're kind of like telling them, hey, the thing that you're not doing because you think it's not gonna work, it's working for me, and I'm telling you how to do it. So if you're not doing it, is an excuse. You kind of like break in their little matrix. So you gotta
Right.
you gotta it's kind of like when you love someone, you gotta leave that door open for them, but you can't force anyone to go through it. And then at a certain level with certain people, sometimes you don't leave the door open, you just gotta like kind of like close it. And every now and then
Right.
when they want to have a conversation with you, you might open it a little bit, but you kind of distance yourself. I'll tell you a personal story here, Malcolm. My best friend, since I was like around 8, 9 years old, we no longer really speak because things have changed so much. So
Hmm.
the person that he was best friends with, I'm no longer that person. And the person that
Right.
he is right now is not really the person that I want to be best friends with. And that's just natural. It's just or things happen. It's just life. It's kind of like who's your friend from middle school? Do you remember your best friend from middle school? You probably don't. Or like kindergarten or like high school. Well, high school you do because you're in high school now. But as you keep like adulting and growing up, like some relationships are gonna last and then some aren't. But the ones that are gonna be the most like everlasting are the ones that where you guys are on the same like focus. It doesn't have to be like you want exactly what I want, but it has to be in a way where you're working towards your version of whatever happiness is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do. It makes sense. Yeah,
That's all it is.
it does make sense. I got you. I got you. What time do you wake up in the morning?
Well, it depends, man. When I was in New York, because my sleep schedule just went just like all the way down. And by the way, a big thing is when you see Instagram or when you see my videos and you hear me talking about my sleep schedule and stuff, don't think it's always like perfect. Like I'm a person,
Okay,
everyone's a
yeah.
person. Like every now and then you're gonna mess up. So when I was in New York, every single day I wake up like around 4 a.m. consistently 4
Hmm.
a.m. and I would sleep like around like 7 to 8 p.m. because that's what people don't think about, right? If you wake up so early, you're gonna sleep very early. It's the only way that things work out. Me currently right now, I'm waking up at 5 a.m. That's the time I wake up. But one thing is We all have the same 24 hours. Warren Buffett wakes up at 6 a.m. No one can get him to wake up earlier. So it's not it's not really about the time you wake up. It's more about what you do with your waking hours. So, and also the reason you wake up at that time. I wake up at this time because basically at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m., the world is quiet. So when I'm recording video and content, you don't hear any cars, you don't hear any noise, you don't hear anything. So there has to be a reason. It's just not like, oh, I'm gonna wake up at this time because I saw it in a movie. You know what I mean? You just gotta have a reason.
Right. You have to have a reason to do it, or you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, but whatever you're gonna do, you gotta stick to it though. So if you say you're gonna wake up at 6 a.m., make it a habit. You know how old people like they wake up without an alarm because they've been doing it for so long? That has to be you.
I see.
What time do you currently wake up?
All right, so recently I've been trying to get up a lot earlier, right? Because I've realized that when I do get up early, I do feel a lot better and I get stuff done quicker and I'm like ready to go. But recently it's been like 5 o'clock. It's been about 5 o'clock, but sometimes it's later. So it really just depends on what time I go to sleep though, because sometimes I go to sleep a little bit later, right?
Why?
And then of course because I'll do like videos at night, but
that's procrastination.
I like have work.
No, it's procrastination.
You're right.
Because I you know how I know?
Yeah, you're right.
And you can't BS me because I do the same thing. The reason I make so much videos, by the way, Malcolm, is because when I was only making a video a day and I knew I could knock that out at any time, I would wait literally until the very last minute of the day. I would wait until like 7 p.m., make the video right then and there. But when you have so much content and you have a full-blown schedule, you get it done, right? And you should read a book. It's called The 4-Hour Work Week and also the 80-20 rule. Those books are going to tell you how to prioritize when it comes to like your work schedule. And usually the very first task you want to do in the beginning of the day is your most difficult task. And you want to create an environment. You live with your parents, right?
Yep.
So your environment is like your bedroom. So you want to create like that bedroom environment that when a certain time hits, for example, maybe the lights go off automatically if you have like an Alexa or whatever it is, and everything just shuts off. Like boom, boom, boom. There's nothing else. But you gotta be very strict there's no negotiation with yourself, because if you negotiate with yourself, you're always winning.
You're right. Okay, I got you on that. Yeah, you're right. It really, I do procrastinate because recently I have been feeling like that's kind of why I kind of just started to increase my like the videos I make and stuff, because I feel like I feel like I have to fill that time with something.
I mean, that's where procrastination comes from. It's kind of like when you have a task and you wait until the very last moment, is because, the biggest thing is basically you don't have any deadlines. So you need deadlines, right? So your only deadline right now is that you post every 2 days. So if you're just posting every 2 days, you'll wait until a few hours before the deadline is up, and then that's when you're gonna do it. But you need deadlines every single time. And let me tell you something, man. One big thing about YouTube is you're not supposed to rely on Google AdSense. Let me explain this. And I had this trouble too, because I relied on Google AdSense a lot, but you're not supposed to. If you have, that's why when you read that book, Superfans is gonna help you out. I understand this a lot. But if you have a channel where you talk about dreadlocks and all these designs and how to wash your hair, all this stuff, you have a viewership. You have an audience. Make an Amazon affiliates website. Or for example, make your own website where you sell products, or where you sell guides, or where you make a course on how to treat your hair for 8 weeks or whatever. But you have to personally go out there and give value to your audience. Now, a big thing that I faced initially was the idea of a sellout, right? When you make a course and you kind of like feel like, why don't I just make the video for free? Well, you can make all the free content you want, which is fine, because you still get paid through Google AdSense. But the big thing is when you do make that course, it's going to be for your super fans, the people that want to support you, and the people that don't want to scroll through 80 videos that you created so far, right? They just want everything in one place and they want it simplified, so they're willing to pay for that. So I highly, highly recommend start making like a guide to hair, or start, for example, getting affiliate links. So when it comes to like the products you actually recommend, and just start monetizing yourself. Treat YouTube in a way like Instagram. Instagram doesn't pay you yet by people like looking at your photos or like watching your videos just yet though, but eventually they will. So those creators, like they literally have to hustle. They gotta go out there, they gotta find the brands that actually work with them and all that stuff. So you have to do that. And once you have, for example, a lot of views coming in and you have Google AdSense working for you and you build a community, you still keep monetizing your own channel. How you monetize an ASMR channel, I'm not sure about that. But since you're in that space, you can kind of see exactly who the top creators actually are and how they monetize their channels. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, it does make sense. It does. Wow. Okay, I got you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Let me see. Let me see if I have any more questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when did you start YouTube?
11.
Like 11 years old. Okay. And you're how old are you right now?
24.
Wow.
You gotta
So
be willing to work at something, not knowing when it's gonna work out.
Right. So, okay. I think I pretty much got everything. I'm just thinking really hard.
Yeah, man. Look, Malcolm, these are not like one-time calls, right? So as you keep like practicing these things that we spoke about today, and you put them into action, and then you want to give me another call back, and you actually want to talk again, feel free to do so. You can always schedule a call. The reason you couldn't get a call, I'm so sorry, by the way. I hate to like not be able to deliver on what I promised, is because I was moving from New York to Puerto Rico. That's why I wasn't calling you. The only way when you sign up for the scheduled calls, I go ahead and I give you a call. Okay.
Okay, I got you. So, so congratulations, you just moved to Puerto Rico?
Yeah. That's why you hear like this massive echo, man. This room is like empty.
Wow, man, that's really nice. It's nice down there.
It's cool, man. It's cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it.
What's up?
Thank you, man.
That's
Appreciate it.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you, Tommy. Just keep up the great work. Every day you inspire me, man. Like, just keep going. Appreciate you.
All right, man. And just keep working. Working on discipline, Malcolm. Okay. Motivation, inspiration, all those things are amazing. Discipline is what's gonna get you there. Okay, brother. Keep going. All right.
Okay. Thank you. All
right. Peace out, Malcolm.
All right.
All right, guys. So Malcolm, wow, 19 years old, 2 channels, going to college, and also has a job. You know what that reminds me of? This guy, okay? Because when I was in college, I also had like 2 jobs, okay? I was also in college, and I was also doing a daily vlog channel, okay? And that channel did not do that great, but it did teach me so many things. You know, how do you record a video and edit it and upload it in one day? It got very easy very quickly, but in the beginning, it was so hard, it was so difficult. I think the big challenge here is that when you first start something, you just don't know how it works. And when you don't know how it works, you kind of like freeze up. Or when you give yourself this one goal, you're like, oh, this is so hard, but then you start doing it so comfortably, you gotta keep getting better every single day. That's why they call it the 1% rule. If you improve by 1% every single day, eventually, what used to be so hard in the beginning is going to be like your initial, like your warm up, okay? So you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep going. Guys, one thing I love is having this conversation with you guys, okay? So if you guys wanna call me and talk to me one-on-one, feel free to do so, okay? I have a link down below. Schedule a free call today. All calls are just like 30 minutes or so. Yes, it's recorded. But if you just wanna talk to me privately, one-on-one, no recording, anything like that, join me on my Patreon, okay? Link down below to the Patreon. We can actually schedule a call with me for 15 minutes and talk to me one-on-one about whatever you actually wanna talk about. And as always, like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified, and let me know exactly what you thought about this call. Comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you want to watch more content, here's a video right here. Click my face right here. And if you want to DM me right here on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.